Here's the thing about predictable income, and this is the thing that I hope you hold on to, that it is a numbers game. The more clients you have, the more clients that you have and cultivate, the smoother that income line becomes, and it becomes more predictable. Not only does it go up, but it becomes smoother and more predictable. As my voiceover business grew, I was blown away by how predictable. I mean, it got to the point where it really didn't matter because I always had plenty to pay my bills, which was a nice place to be. But beyond that, it became to the point where I could, with great certainty, tell you what I was going to make in any given week within like a certain percentage point. But it only happens when you have a business that's growing. Imagine this. You have one voiceover job one week. You have 3 voiceover jobs the next week. Maybe the next month you have 2 jobs in total. Now that is going to be, and of course, depending on how much those jobs pay, that's ridiculous in terms of the up and down and the unpredictability. But when you begin to get a couple of jobs every day, you can see where this begins to fill out. Not only do you start to, you avoid the places where you're not making income, you start to fill those gaps. But then again, that big wave becomes a smaller wave and a smaller wave and a smaller wave the more your business grows. Okay, what is it that's keeping that from happening? And I'm going to use a word that's typically used in business circles and in sales and marketing circles, and that is the word lead. You have no lead system. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody in voiceover outside of myself refer to the idea of a lead. Do you know what a lead is? A lead is the people who are prospective customers for your product or service. In our case, of course, it's voiceover. And we have to understand who these leads are and we have to have a system to get our message in front of them. The first thing that I learned when I got into voiceover was that to grow a successful career, I needed an agent. I mean, that was the advice. That's like going to an employee. If you employ somebody in their job and you're giving them financial advice to prepare for retirement and just say, well, you just need to make sure you save $1 million by the time you're age 65 if you want to secure a $40,000 a year income. Well, that's great, but exactly how does that work? Having an agent's job is to make sure that their agency gets work by making sure that somebody on their roster, it could be you or it could be somebody else, gets work. It's the most highly competitive place to get to the work, and it's the least likely to win. Now, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't have agents. I've got agents. I get work through agents. But what I'm saying is that is not my marketing plan. That's a terrible marketing plan. Again, probably a better analogy is to say, if you want to prepare for your retirement, go play the lottery. It's terrible advice. It's terrible advice. You need a lead system, and very few people in voiceover have that system in place. There's a lot of mud being thrown against the wall, and sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. And it does require trying different things and reaching out to different people.